What is going on, everyone? Welcome to our Week 10 NFL live stream for Thursday Night Football. We have an AFC North divisional matchup. We have the Cincinnati Bengals heading to M&T Bank Stadium to take on the Ravens. Ravens are a 6-point favorite. Over under at 53. Ravens money line minus 275. Bengals plus 220. We'll start things off with Haas, our Ravens correspondent. You heard from him on Sunday. You heard from him in the past. Reoccurring guest. Let's hear it for your Ravens this week on Thursday Night Football.
What a matchup we got for Thursday Night Football. The schedule gods are blessing us with a rivalry game on Thursday night, and it's going to be a great one for the Ravens. I honestly think Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, another big showcase game. I really don't even think 6 points is going to be enough to keep me off the spread for this one. I remember last week Ace was telling me a little bit about the flack I was catching for being a little bit weary of that Ravens secondary going into that last game against the Broncos, but they really showed out. They added that piece that we got at the trade deadline. I don't know how much was. Yeah, I think he is. There's nothing saying that he's not. So he was just a healthy scratch last week for the Rams. So I think they'll probably work him in a little bit. We definitely need that help in the secondary with Brandon Stevens, obviously having a little bit of trouble as of late, but recently, as of last year, those two matchups we had against the Bengals, he was able to strap up Jamar Chase, and I really think it's going to be a little bit of the same show here on Thursday night. Obviously, we got Nate Wiggins since the last time we saw him. This defense looked like they were playing great football last week, and I really think they take it into this next matchup against the Bengals, who haven't really been looking that great. Obviously, early to start the season, but as of late, I think they've won, 4 of their last 6. They've been playing good football, and it's going to be a good game on Thursday night. But we got the Purple Rising jerseys, the brand new all purple helmets too on Thursday Night Football. They're going to be looking great, and they're going to be showing out. Oh yeah,
I hate those helmets. I will say that. So I'm a Steelers fan. I think those helmets are terrible.
Why? Just the too much purple?
I don't know. I don't like the logo.
Yeah, of course you don't. I love that logo.
The turned head, it just looks weird. You've never seen the front of that Ravens head, and they should have kept it that way.
It's Edgar Allan Poe Part 2.
I love it, honestly, but I really think it's going to be a great game. I don't know what you guys like for like props or anything on this game, but I really think it's going to be a big Derrick Henry matchup for sure. I think the Bengals have always had problems stopping the run, and it's going to be a really tough going for him. Obviously, just coming out the gate, it'd be nice to see a big run to start the game, just like they did against the Bills. But I just think they're going to be ground and pound Derrick Henry the whole time. Hopefully, honestly, the one thing I really want to see is I want to see Deontay Johnson get more involved. I don't necessarily think we need to manufacture him the ball by any means, but take a little bit of heat off of Lamar Jackson just in the run game. Even a little bit would be good for me. Obviously, he's shown that he doesn't need to do everything when it comes to just taking the ball and running with it. So it'd be nice to see the defense really show out. I really think the reason why the line was so bad to even start the week is because people are so high on what the Ravens have been able to do in terms of making the moves necessary to put themselves in the place to be able to have this conversation about even like a 6-point favorite against the Cincinnati Bengals. Like that's crazy. Even to start the year, I think people probably would have put it a little bit closer to like 3, maybe 3.5. But the way the Ravens have been playing, I don't think anybody can stay on that field with that offense. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry really have shown how big they can be.
That line is very much true because of the last game. The Ravens honestly getting lucky pulling out the win last time these two teams matched up. The Bengals giving the game to the Ravens multiple times, once at the end of the fourth quarter and once in overtime, or else they would have escaped that one with a victory, and this division would be looking very different. Ravens taking care of business since then, covering the big spread last week. I think it's more so a beneficiary of a weak Broncos team that was overperforming to date. You talk about Derrick Henry. I think his success continues. He should score a touchdown on the ground here at minus 335. You would hope so, maybe 2. Lamar Jackson is going to look to continue his MVP-type performance, not turning the ball over, but getting Zay Flowers involved, getting all the tight ends, the plethora of receivers, Justice Hill, and then doing it with his feet as well. I think Zay Flowers is going to look good on those receptions once again. I think both sides are able to score, though. Trey Hendrickson leads the league in sacks, but the rest of that Bengals defense is weak. Ravens, yeah, they added an old Trey White who used to be a prime player. Not a bad ad, but that's still a weak defense that got shredded by Joe Burrow last time through the air. Without T. Higgins, it's going to be Mike Gesicki, Chase Brown, maybe Khalil Herbert, but it's really going to be Jamar Chase and Andre Yosivach on the outside, and they're going to have success like they did last time. My favorite play here is the over. I like the Ravens on the money line. I think 6 is a lot for a divisional matchup. Henry's going to get in. There's going to be a lot of points. Mackie, let me know what you think about this one between two of the AFC North's best.
Yeah, divisional matchup. Two teams that have already seen each other. We saw a shootout last game. Bengals had every opportunity to win that football game. Fumbled it in overtime. Fumbled it in or fumbled it in regulation and then fumbled it in overtime as well. Ravens obviously ended up winning that football game. I think the 6 points is too much. It's an AFC North matchup. We know how these teams like to play each other. I think it's going to be a tight battle. I like the Bengals plus the 6. I can see the Ravens winning this football game. But I like less points in this one. I think if the Bengals are going to hang around, they're going to have to slow that Ravens offense down. Derrick Henry's probably going to find the end zone. He finds it every single week. But Jamar Chase has been playing incredible football, and you know how Joe Burrow plays football in November as well. So don't love this play, but I do lean on the Bengals plus the 6 points.
I'm there with you in the sense that I think it'll be a lower scoring, tighter game. Obviously, anytime we see these divisional matchups go the second time around, obviously, like you said, these two teams have already played each other in a shootout. These are two well-coached teams with Harbaugh. I think Zach Taylor is a pretty good coach. You have a good team over there in Cincinnati. Obviously, had a poor start to the season, like Haas said. They're kind of righting the ship. You could say they're 4-5. They somehow win this game. They're 5-5 on the year. They're right back in that playoff mix, especially in the wild card with those teams that a lot of those teams floating 5 wins right now, 4 wins. I look at this to be a lower scoring game. I think this is one you're going to play a little bit closer to the vest. Ravens are going to use Henry on the ground a lot of those short swing passes with those fun gadget receivers they have. I think the clock's going to be running a lot. It's going to be hard to put up points in this one. I know both defenses aren't really known for like stopping, and both these are two high flying offenses. This is one of these games I feel like it's too easy to just take that over 53, whatever it is, 53 and a half. I like the under. I think also, like Mackie said, if the Bengals are going to give them a run for their money, it's going to have to be a lower scoring game. And in the rare chance that the Ravens run away with it, I think Bengals just don't do much. I like the under 53. I could talk myself into a couple scenarios it hits.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Joe Burrow's been on fire, and that Ravens secondary is weak. I think that Joe Burrow goes for over 300 here. He's going to have to keep him in the game, even though Chase Brown's look great. Maybe Brown to find the end zone. I think there's a lot of props. I think if people score this week, it's going to be Brown, Gesicki, and Chase. I think that there's going to be 3 touchdowns on that side. McPherson is going to pin a pair through. That gets them up to 27. I think Henry gets in twice, and then I think one of the tight ends, probably Andrews, and a Zay touchdown. I like 4 on that side, 31-27. Give me the Bengals or the Ravens to win 31-27. In that case, the Bengals do cover, and that 6 is enough. It hits the over. That's what I'm looking at. Exact for this game. Exact score 31-27. I don't know if you guys have any predictions for what you think it's going to look like in terms of a score this week.
Give me a 24-20 Ravens.
Honestly, in terms of the score, I think you got to do a little bit of quick math too. I was just taking a look at the last game, just because I remember hearing the name T. Higgins a lot last game. I think he's exposed the secondary. Yeah, he's out this week. That's a huge target share just lost. I don't know where those targets are going to go.
Mike Gesicki last week, he went for 80 plus. The Ravens can't really cover the tight ends either.
Mackie, I'll answer your question real quick. Score prediction 28-21. I'll actually say I think the Ravens could cover this game.
Yeah, I really think so too. But like my biggest thing, T. Higgins being out is going to take a lot of pressure off that secondary. Like you said, we've been having trouble covering the tight end position, but I'd like to see Mike Gesicki beat us. If that's going to be the thing that we need to slow down, I'd be happy to see that. Are you kidding me? Like out of all the things that the Bengals can do to beat you, I definitely would be happy to see.
You
deserve to lose.
You got to think
that you don't have number 1 running up and down the sidelines on you all day.
But that's what
the Ravens should have.
That's what you got to think. Jamar Chase is going to be a revenge game kind of here. He fumbled the bag last game. Remember, he dropped a few clutch passes. Was the guy on that intended interception that got the Ravens back in the game. He's going to have a big week. He's going to have to step up. I just think that one other thing for this over too, both these teams score long touchdowns and they have long plays. We've seen it happen a lot this year. That's what makes me think there's going to be a lot of points this week. Everybody's a big play waiting to happen. Lamar, Henry, Andrews, Flowers, Chase, Burrow, Gesicki, now Brown. I just think there's a lot. Both kickers, strong boots. They can get it from 50 plus. McPherson and Tucker. I just see a lot going up. I think it's a big prop week this week. You can take almost anybody's score from both sides.
I just don't think there'll be as many possessions as you think. I think these drives are going to be kind of long drawn out. This is how the AFC North plays. Especially later on in the season, they try to. The best way the Bengals can do in this game is keep the ball out of Lamar's hands and keep the ball out. Keep the Ravens offense on this.
Quick.
Not this kind of game. When you're playing against the Ravens in Baltimore, I don't think that's how they're going to want to do it.
But this happens. Huff, you're used to these good defenses. You guys are blessed. Mike Tomlin, TJ Watt. These are 2 weak defenses this year. They give up a lot of points every game. It's just a different. This is an AFC North. This matchup on Thursday Night Football is not AFC North football as we know it. I would say. I think it's a much more open game. It's not the strong defenses; it's the strong offenses for once. Usually it's the other way around.
And then Cleveland just says nothing.
Yeah,
but like you said, Huff. Like honestly, the biggest thing that hurt the Bengals last time, and there was no issue with putting up points. It's just they scored so fast. Like it was a deep shot to Higgins, a deep shot to Jamar Chase. Then you're in the red zone, and then it's one pass and a touchdown. Like
you're
okay,
going up
now
against the best offense in the AFC and the Ravens. You got to keep them on the sidelines.
Yeah, the best way to beat the Ravens is keep Derrick Henry off the field.
Even Lamar and Henry, though, they're scoring big touchdowns too, though. They have a lot of those big chunk plays. Both teams, it's not even a part of the game plan. It just happens because they have such skill. It's chunk plays at a time every time.
Yeah, but even the passing game, when we get Zay Flowers rocking, even like I really hope to see Deontay Johnson get more involved. But I really think it's going to be a little bit more of those like cut by death by 1,000 paper cuts by throwing the ball in the air, getting the ball in the hands of Zay Flowers. Just let him work, obviously. Put him in the offense, get him the ball, and then let Derrick Henry eat, take the time off the clock, keep Joe Burrow off the field is really a bigger piece of that as well, which is giving the Ravens a lot of success, obviously, getting both the clock and the points. So I mean, I definitely love the line for the over. I kind of hope it does go over. It'd be great for me watching Thursday night primetime football, but definitely would like to be at the bank for this one. Kind of upset that I'm going to have to be watching this one from home.
Yeah, it will be a great game for sure. Give me the Ravens in the over. We'll get our official cards out to you guys, though. You know that. Where to get them. Instagram. We got our live coming on Sunday, too. I think Haas might be with us for that one, too. That's going to be exciting. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in this week. Going to be a great one.
Yeah, make sure to stay in tune to the social media. Get all of our plays out there. Haas, same thing as last week. If you want to send me your plays, I'll get you a card out there as well. For Thursday night, Sunday, Monday, same thing. Anytime you're on, you're always more than welcome to send me plays. I'll get the plays out there. And the people, like you said, Ace, that don't know where to find them, hit the books.pod on Instagram, hit the books_pod on Twitter every Sunday, Thursday, Monday night game. We're degenerates in the NFL. We most likely, one of us four will always have a play on it almost every game. So make sure you're staying tuned for those. Turn on those post notifications. Sunday live stream. We'll see you then. Thanks for listening.